r/AskReddit. What is something I'm better off not knowing? Excel. The more you know, the more you have to help everyone else. Oh god. I'm the Excel guy at my office. I'm not even that great with it. I've just built a few rather crude models and have used one ducking pivot table in a presentation I made to others in my office. Now people ask me questions they could easily figure out by spending a few minutes on the internet. They aren't interested in your skills in Excel. They are interested at your skills at Google. Dr. Seuss cheated on his wife who was dying of cancer, which caused her to commit suicide. This is her suicide note. Dear Ted, what has happened to us? I don't know. I feel myself in a spiral, going down down down, into a black hole from which there is no escape, no brightness, and loud in my ears from every side I hear, failure, failure, failure. I love you so much. I'm too old and enmeshed in everything you do and are, that I cannot conceive of life without you. My going will leave quite a rumor, but you can say I was overworked and overwrought. Your reputation with your friends and fans will not be harmed. Sometimes think of the fun we had all through the years. Yeah. Then his niece called his wife's suicide her last and greatest gift to him. What a runt. Or was it meant to sound nice? There are teenagers out there having unprotected ex, but putting cases on their phones. OMG, what a great analogy for teaching teens protection during X. I will be using that when I continue to discuss wrapping it up with my 3 teen boys. Mom, now if you don't use protection on your phone, how much will it cost you to buy a new one? Boy, too much. At least $300. Mom, now imagine not using protection and having to spend at least $1 million on it. Boy, what? Mom, a phone would never cost $1 million. Mom, no. But a kid does. So ducking use protection. The Challenger astronauts didn't die when the shuttle exploded. The stack actually just broke apart under aerodynamic stress, and the explosion you thought you saw was just the expanding cloud of hydrogen from the external tank burning. The forces involved in the breakup were very survivable. The crew cabin was left intact after it separated from the rest of the orbiter and may not have depressurized. There's evidence to suggest some or all of them were conscious at least part of the way down, if not the entire time. And photography of the disaster shows the cabin falling without spinning in a nose down attitude, meaning no excessive forces to knock them out. The impact with the ocean was what actually killed them. It took 2 minutes and 45 seconds from breakup to impact. It's possible that some or all of them were conscious and aware the whole time. That's very interesting. I have NASA photos of that entire ordeal, from takeoff to explosion. Also some photos of the falling debris right after the explosion. I doubted whether they are real, but after having them checked out, they are authentic NASA photos. Really cool and creepy. Emergency oxygen supplies were manually activated after the explosion, so it's known that at least one person was definitely alive. Every girl that was interested in you, but you didn't give a chance. That implies girls are interested in me in the first place. Laughing turns to crying. I can't begin to tell you how many times I have heard duck it when working. By the way, I do heavy maintenance on jets for the Air Force. Edit, I work on KC-135s. Edit 2, McConnell. Can confirm my cousin was an RAF airframe technician and he would often still be drunk from the night before while putting planes back together. It's okay. He works in civil aviation now. What exhale position your parents used to conceive you? What the duck did I just read? Your true potential. In other words, everything you could have accomplished if you had just applied yourself more and in the right way. Joke's on you. Free will isn't real. I was always going to be mediocre. Of course we have free will. We don't have any other choice. It takes 22 pounds of pressure to pop a testicle. This is so much worse because you capitalize that word. It's like each P is applying 11 pounds of pressure. Some stranger you've passed on the road has probably wondered what would happen if they just veered their car into yours. Everyone wonders dangerous stuff. It's a sort of self-defense risk assessment to aid strategic thinking. I thought it was just another manifestation of the call of the abyss, the phenomenon wherein, when standing near the edge of a cliff, rooftop, etc., you feel the strange, mild urge to step off the edge. For 20 years after 1977 the nuclear code was 8 zeros. 000000000. That was for the American nukes. The British nukes were protected by a standard issue bicycle lock and the honor of an officer of Her Majesty. Cable or U-lock. The godly sweetness of your first true heroin high. I'm not talking about trying a little once and feeling a little good. I mean the first time you really go face and enter the warm silky euphoria palace fully. Letting waves of pleasure massage your soul and cradle you against the breast of pure pleasure herself. In that moment you are free from everything. Your mind, body, the outside world, the inside world. It's like a special magical place. But every time you return the road to get there is longer and the goddess sends you away earlier and earlier until it seems like she no longer cares about you. The love is gone. But it's dark and cold outside and there's nowhere to get warm except back in the palace. You either make the trip or tough out the cold. Eventually you battle through the frigid air for just moments in the palace. You can't even see the goddess anymore. Just hope to get a chance at a little warmth before you go back outside. The tragedy is that you will never feel the way you did the first time you went in, and it will never get warmer outside. Edit. Thank you for popping my gold cherry. I've never been gilded before. Also most important take home lesson, never do heroin ever. Remember this is a thread about things you're better off not knowing. Just to remind everyone. Do not do heroin. Trust me. The cold is horrible and when you try to leave it, the withdrawals are hell. It takes years of help psychologically and months plus in a hospital. Relapsing is very easy and most people odd when they do because they do too much when relapse. Your life will literally spiral out of control while on it because you will do whatever it takes to get your hands on it. The cold gets worse and eventually you will die an early death. You will look bad, feel bad and everyone besides other druggies will not want to be around you. You will be that weird cousin that no one wants to talk about. The former friend whose life took a wrong turn. The example that people use to warn others to not do it. It will never be healthy or good for you. It will never be worth taking. And no matter how good people make it sound, it is not worth the years of pain that follow. Take it from me. Do not do heroin. Ever. E. Don't do meth either. E2. If you have mental health issues, talk to a doctor and try to get help for it immediately. Remember, it's okay to take medication for it. E3. Be careful with painkillers. E4. Watch Trainspotting with Ewan McGregor, Daisy Candy with Heath Ledger, and Requiem for a Dream with Jared Leto. Trust me, those will help you see how bad it can get. E5. Spun and Rush 4 films on meth. Carrot. E6. Tie 4 gold/u/limes hound anonymous redditor. Pretty sure I would gladly take heroin when I'm on my deathbed or want to end my own life through a heroin overdose. Sounds like a nice experience until it ends. The Dangerous Mines, where child slaves are forced to mine for Reddit gold. How much better your life could be if you made a few slightly different, seemingly insignificant decisions that took you down a different path. If 20-year-old me just knew then what 40-year-old me knows now, he would probably just duck it all up anyway. I'm watching my 20-year son make the same mistakes that 20-year me made, and I know there is nothing I can do about it. What everyone is thinking about you at the exact moment the thought crosses their mind. I know I've thought some pretty mean things about my friends that I would then dismiss because it was neither true nor important. But if you're hearing the thoughts without the afterthoughts/dismissals, then it could hurt. Just imagine what it would be like if somebody could actually read minds. It would be hell. Yeah. I'd wipe my tears with all my poker money. When the nurse takes your pulse, she also counts how many breaths you take. If she told you she was counting breaths, you would be conscious about it and pretty much unable to breathe naturally, which would make the counting totally worthless. Now I'll never be able to get a physical again, thanks. Now I can't breathe normally. I keep counting my own breaths and it's getting slow. How many hours you have wasted on Reddit over the years? Edit, this got popular. I get it guys / played in WoW. I know. Time well spent. Cries. Dupont aped his baby. He did not go to jail. The lady judge said her reasoning was he would not fare well in jail. I just googled this to see if it was true. And yes. Holy it. Not only was he convicted beyond a reasonable doubt, criminal case, he was only sentenced to only 8 years. 8 years. Then he gets off completely free and able to go live in the same house with his child he molested. Ducking hell. My ex was molested as a 6-year-old. She told him the guy went to prison. It was illegal for him to be around her, but the mom took him back. Married him, so helped him adopt her, so he was allowed to be around her then, because he was legally the father. Tried again several times as a teenager, but didn't because he knew she would report him again. Hated her for what the blacks did to him in prison. Things are getting better, but it depends on your caseworker and judge. There's not a lot of oversight. Basically everything about chimpanzee attacks, except how to avoid them. They can't swim, get in deep water, and hope the local aquatic predators aren't hungry. Edit, they cannot swim well. Water may not save you from violent dismemberment if you really piss them off. Predators. Hippos are herbivores, but they will eat you anyway because they are mean. Being caught between a pissy hippo and an angry chimpanzee sounds like some kind of hell not even